For any of you who haven't seen any of my previous videos before, my name is Erin and I'm a first year commerce student. Well, I just finished first year commerce at Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario. So I thought it would be really good for me to answer some frequently asked questions about the program that I get from students who want to come to Queen's Commerce or are trying to decide between Queen's Commerce and other programs. And then I also wanted to give you guys some tips for surviving, I guess, because I survived. I'm out. Not out, but, you know, finished first year. So hopefully I can be of some help for anyone who has the general questions that I get all the time. Like, everyone has the same questions. You're not alone. So I have about 6 questions that I'm going to go through, and then I have about 4 or 5 just like general tips that I would like to share with you guys. How big are class sizes going to be? So all of your courses that you will take in first year, except for one, so all of them except for one, will be 80 students and under. So this is very small compared to other maybe arts and science programs where all of your lectures would be 450 students. 80 students is not a lot of people. So that makes it really nice for getting to know the people in all of your classes. As well, your teacher it'll be more common for your teacher to know your name just because there are less students in the class. And it's a lot easier to be able to make your voice heard because you're not as nervous that 450 people will all be watching you raise your hand to answer your question. So it's also very a welcoming atmosphere because there are less students in the class. The one class that is above 80 students will be 450 students, as all first year commerce students take the course at the same time. What classes do I get to take in first year? Do I have any electives? First year courses. So I'm going to try and go through these 10 courses. Just quickly, I'll give you a 1-sentence explanation of what they are, otherwise it'll take forever. Business management, which is basically an introduction to how business works, really, and you'll do a simulation where you run your own business. Not going to get into it, but basically it's how to run a business and how the business works. Managing work in teams shows you how to work well in a team. It shows you all different tools that you can use to work well in a team, how to deal with different situations, stuff like that. Introduction to mathematical analysis for management. This is basically calculus, but a bit harder than what you took in high school. Financial accounting and management accounting, you know, 2 different accounting courses. Marketing. I'm pretty sure you guys know what marketing is. Organizational behavior, which is basically looking at how people behave in organizations, how people aren't always good people in organizations, and how to deal with those not so good people. Managerial statistics. It's all stuff on the computer, statistics and doing different calculations, and it's a math. Principles of economics. This is the one course that you will have where you have 450 people in your class. Economics is this course. It's an arts and science course technically, but all first year commerce students must take it. I don't really know how to explain what economics is, but you have to take it. Business communication. Basically how to communicate properly. They'll show you how to fix up your resume, how to write a good cover letter, how to do well in presentations, how to talk to people, how to send professional emails. Basically how to communicate professionally and properly. In terms of electives, so that was 10 mandatory courses in first year, so you don't have any electives in first year. However, in second, third, and fourth year, you will have arts and science electives. So first year, you don't have to worry about electives or trying to fit them in your timetable. You basically get your timetable to your email sometime in mid-July. Commerce office will send you guys all those dates when you need to know. But basically, your schedule is put together for you and you don't have to worry about it over the summer. Is it hard? Okay, one question. This is one question that I get all the time. Is it hard? And this answer is so different for so many people. But most of the time, what I tell people is if you go to class, if you do the practice problems, if you go to the tutorials, if you need extra help, you'll be fine. You might not even, you know how smart you are. If in high school you did really well and you didn't have any trouble understanding material, you'll be fine. If you struggled a bit in high school to get those higher grades, then you know that you need to take advantage of tutorials and things, and you'll still make it through. If you got into the program, you have the high grades, you know how to work properly, you know how to work hard, Keep yourself on track. You'll be fine. Just don't let everything slip away. You have to stay on top of it. Go to class. How much homework will I have? How much homework will you get? This is also a very hard question to answer because different professors work different ways. Some might give you extra practice problems to work on, then you work on those. Some classes you'll have readings that you need to do, but everything, like I said, everything is doable. Does it feel competitive? Sometimes a lot of people are concerned whether basically if everyone's going to be competitive all the time and no one is going to, want to help you out with anything. If you need help with something, everyone's just in a box, trying to beat out the competition. It's not like that. I don't know how it is at other schools. Queen's Commerce first year, I did not feel that way the whole semester, or the whole year. I didn't feel like that at all. I mean, it's not like a certain number of people get into second year, a certain number of people graduate with a diploma. We're all going to the same place. We can all get there. Technically, it's not a competition. You will meet so many nice people. Everyone is always willing to just meet you. You will meet so many people during your first week, your first month, your first year. I've met so many people. Everyone at Queen's Commerce has been so nice. Everyone always wants to meet the new first years, try and get to know them. Everyone is just super nice and it doesn't feel super competitive. Can I do like an exchange or something? Queen's Commerce has an awesome exchange program. Every year, about 80 to 90% of third-year commerce students go on exchange. So that is a huge percentage, which is really awesome, which means Queen's Commerce has tons of places for you to be able to go. I can't even see it. I don't know if you can tell. See, there's some Europe dots right there. And then all over here, more dots, more dots. So you can go to tons of places. I think there's about 100 different schools across the world that you can go to on exchange, which is really cool. You can go to places in South America, Central America, Europe, Asia, and you can go to Australia or Oceania region, which is really awesome. So exchange is a really big part of the Queen's Commerce program. Like I said, you don't have to go, but a lot of students do. The International Center takes care of so much. You do a whole application and it's based on your marks and your involvement in extracurricular activities. So it's not just based on marks. You put in your choices for schools and then it's a whole complicated process that I'm not going to explain right now. But basically, Queen's Commerce has an awesome exchange program and you can go study somewhere abroad in your third or fourth year or beyond, and it's really awesome. If I wanted to, how could I get involved outside of academics? This is a big question because coming to Queen's Commerce, a lot of students did so much in high school and they also want to do it here at Queen's Commerce. Initially, what I tell people is that yes, you can get involved inside of commerce, but there's so many opportunities to get involved just in the general Queen's area. There's tons of Queen's Commerce specific committees, conferences you can go to as a delegate. You can apply to be a delegate. You can apply to be on a committee that runs a conference. You can apply to be on a regular committee that doesn't have a conference but does all different other things throughout the year. And then the General Queen's has hundreds of clubs for every single thing you might possibly want to do. I'm not going to name them all because there's so many, but basically whatever you did in high school, there's something at Queen's and in Queen's Commerce that you can do here in university. So everything basically is transferable. I know there's lots of websites. If you Google Queen's and you Google clubs, you can find huge lists of all the different clubs and committees that you can get involved in. There's so much to do here. Trust me, you will not be bored. You will have something to do all the time if you're not doing school, and it's really easy to get involved in something outside of academics at Queen's. So those were the frequently asked questions. Hopefully I answered those well enough, professionally and helpfully. So now for just some general tips to get you through this whole process if you're still waiting for a reply or if you're going in a first year or throughout your first year. These are my tips for surviving. Number one tip, stop freaking out, but still freak out a little. This is mostly for when you're at Queen's. So tons of people, when they first get there in first semester, they're going crazy trying to get their marks up to exactly where they were in high school, which is totally possible. But don't try and kill yourself trying to get super high marks. Like I said, don't freak out, okay? Relax. Enjoy first year. You want to get your feel for everything. Everything's going to be new. You might be off your game a little. Work hard to get back on your game, but don't freak out. Also, on the other hand, freak out a little. You don't want to just be like chilling in your room being like, you know, I have that quiz tomorrow, but like, I don't need to study for it. Study for that quiz. So don't freak out, just freak out a little. Tip number 2, go to class. It's that simple. Don't skip class, go to class. You'll have lots of people that will skip tons of class and they'll still get really high marks and it'll be really frustrating. But trust me, go to class. Teachers give out tons of helpful tips during class that you won't find on class websites or in emails or anything. So go to class. Do practice questions and attend tutorials. Trust me. This is coming from things that I didn't do in first year. I did go to class and I did freak out a little. Lots of times, especially in the more math-based courses, they will give you tons of practice questions that you can practice so that you can get good at everything. Do those. If you're having trouble with something, go to that optional tutorial instead of eating dinner for an hour longer. I don't know. Whatever you want to do at night, go to the tutorial. Sacrifice some of your time to maybe boost your mark up or get ready for that quiz that's coming up next week. Go to the optional tutorials. Last but not least, get out of the bubble. By the bubble, I mean Queen's Commerce. Most of your classes are all going to be in the same building. I found sometimes this year I would go to, I'd be on campus, go to the business building, go to the gym, go back to residence. Get out of the bubble. You will meet so many awesome friends in commerce, and I have so many awesome commerce friends, but it is really nice to talk to someone not about commerce-y stuff and to hear about arts and science and how that program works and engineering. Be friends with people all outside of your program. Commerce people are amazing and great, but meet people outside of the program. Join a club that isn't affiliated with commerce. Do your commerce stuff and then go out and do general Queen stuff and meet a whole bunch of other interesting, cool people. So that is all I have to say for today. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully I answered your questions properly and you understood what I was saying. Hopefully I gave you the right answers. I'm pretty sure I did. I had some booklets to help me out on the internet, of course. But also, a lot of it, if some of my opinions, other people in first year commerce can have completely different opinions. Don't take my opinions to heart. Lots of this has just been very opinion based. My opinions about whether stuff is hard or whether you can do it or not. You'll all be fine. I have faith in all of you. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment below and I'll probably go through and answer some of your questions. So I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!